Disclaimer: the insights and opinions shared on this show are for educational and entertainment purposes only. Before making any financial decisions, we recommend consulting with a qualified professional to better understand your unique financial situation. Welcome to the Investors Playbook Show, where our mission is clear: empowerment through financial education. We firmly believe that financial freedom isn't a privilege, it's a right that's available to everybody. Each week, we dive deep into the world of finances, breaking down complex topics and making them accessible and actionable for everyone. As we grow this community, we invite you to join us on this journey. Why tune in? Because together, we're not just learning about wealth, we're building a movement, reshaping futures, and proving that with the right knowledge, financial success is within everyone's reach. It's time to get off the sidelines. Let's go. Welcome to another episode of Investors Playbook. This is episode 29. I'm your co-host, Deshaun Edwards.
And I'm Cornell Rowan. And today we have a special guest. So, of course, I've been networking with the young professionals of Atlanta. I met this woman there. She was highly knowledgeable. I was talking to her about SEOs because we're trying to get our digital marketing out there for our business and everything. And she gave me a lot of great tips. So I just had to say, hey, can you come and interview with us on our podcast? And I just want to introduce you all to Ashley. Thank you so much for joining us, Ashley. Can you please tell the people a little bit about yourself?
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you guys for having me. I'm happy to be here. So, I'm originally from Atlanta, Georgia. I've actually been in marketing for probably about 14, maybe 15 years now. Back when the marketing, we were still doing more traditional marketing, and then now transitioning on into the digital space. So really my current experience has been really in project management, but also then in digital marketing strategy and content management. So I help a lot of small businesses as well as, or with the digital marketing side of things, really help them understand how you can do marketing for your small business at the budget that you're looking for, but also how to effectively do it and then eventually grow to where you can expand it even more. So I love marketing, all aspects of it, being creative, and yeah, so that's a little bit of background about me. And yeah.
Thank you so much for that. And I guess we'll just kind of dive right into it because like what I when I met you, what I wanted to know about is can you explain just the role of SEOs? Because I know this is something that not a lot of people know about because it's kind of like on the other side of the page and just like the importance of it for an online business.
Yeah, absolutely. So, SEO, for those who do not know, is search engine optimization. And it's really, there's two sides of it. There's the side that's behind your website, and then there's the side that's kind of in the front that most of us see with what we call backlinks. So, those are the links that are present where I might share a link to a website. You might have a link that's present on your website that goes to another page. So, that's what backlinking is. But let's talk about the behind the scenes with the SEO. So these are definitely your website content and keywords that are present behind the scenes that really help drive that traffic organically to your site. This is also helpful when it comes to your rankings on search engines. So how do you get to that first point, that number one spot on Google? That's really what these keywords are meant to do, and why they're so important. So, building a website, I typically use WordPress, and you can have different widgets included to help you with that SEO on the back end to help you also understand the rankings and where you're at, what will be beneficial, what you're missing. So, you don't have to just know all of this knowledge out the gate. There are tools out there that will give you those tips and tricks to try and help you along the way. But with one popular one that I use is Yoast SEO. That's on the back end of my website. And it helps me identify those keywords and places that I haven't included, such as adding some messaging about the content that's on my page. It's usually pretty brief. So that's included on there. And then also just different keywords. Now, it's also very important that you don't stack those keywords to so many that you're kind of almost spamming your own website. That's something you want to avoid doing.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, just it's that, like, we said that's all hidden. A lot of people don't know that's in the background that's running.
Wow. That's so. Would you kind of compare keywords on an SEO site to like hashtags on Instagram, like to make something searchable? Is that kind of the comparison a little bit?
Yeah, that's a great comparison to it. It's very similar. You just want to use the hashtag in front of it. You're
Right.
actually just going to use the words itself and separate it depending on which system you're using. But typically, if you're doing it just maybe on the site itself and the code, you're going to separate those by commas.
Wow. Okay. Nice. All right. So then you just listed a bunch of things, right? Keywords,
I did.
different apps, but it's cool because that's important information. But when it comes to like making a SEO campaign successful, right?
Mhm.
What do you prioritize? Is it keywords are prioritized first, and then it's what type of host you're using, or WordPress or Square? Like what matters the most when it comes to
Yeah. So let's say that you already have your website built, or you also already have maybe a social media presence as well. Let's
SEO?
take it back a step, and you're starting, say you're trying to refine your SEO, you're trying to start it all new. Well, we want to think about who we're targeting, who's your target audience.
Mhm.
And then from there we'll talk about the content strategy that you're going to be posting. Um, After you figure out your content, then let's talk about those keywords. So you've got your audience, your content, and then let's look at the keywords that you're going to be using. From there, it might expand on into some other digital marketing strategies, such as email marketing, additional social media marketing, paid advertising. But you need a base first. So let's think about that audience and who we're trying to reach.
Wow. Okay, y'all heard it. Figure out who your audience is. Well, first, yeah, figure out who your audience is, figure out what your content is. Then you can start building your brand. Man, that's awesome. Um,
And just to clarify, you mentioned an online tool. What was that tool? And is that what you use to find the actual keywords that you're going to be placing in your SEOs?
That's not it's not one that I actually will generate keywords for me. It's kind of up to you to do some of that research as well. So, for example, there are other tools out there that will help you identify. Let's see, what's another good one? Google Keyword Planner. That one is included, or if you're using Google Ads for some paid campaigns, they do have something called the Google Keyword Planner that you can use that will help you identify some keywords. SEM Rush is another one that will actually even analyze some of your competitors and see what keywords that they're using, so you can see if are you on target with what you're using for your site. Um, and that also kind of brings you to talking about the data and the analytics behind it. So you need to give yourself some time. You may put some keywords in place. You may optimize your site to have some more metadata behind it, where it's those key phrases that search engines can pick up, the backlinking, that all takes time to do. So you're not going to it's not a set it and forget it. You need to look at the analytics on, I would say, a month to month basis, or even you can look at it week to week, but you're not going to see as much fluctuation, or even give yourself enough time to see if it's working or not. So go ahead and use some of those tools that's doing those tracking. I know SEO Rush does do the tracking for you. So go back and look and see, do I need to change my strategy a little bit? Is this keyword actually helping me, or is it hurting me? And you can change those. You don't have, it's not, you put it on there and it's there forever. No, you can delete it and then add another one, or just reduce the amount that you have. That's okay too.
I'm really glad that you mentioned that they need to be looking at this monthly. Because
Hmm.
really the way it looks like for somebody that's not familiar with it, it looks like you just put something in there and just okay, I have my SEOs.
Yeah,
You see what I'm saying? But you know, I guess SEOs shows what people are searching the most, and you're
exactly.
putting those keywords into your website, and since that's ever changing, you need to be evolving with what's being searched. So I really love how you emphasize that, Ashley.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, everything is it's always changing, and I mean, especially even with technology itself. So, you can use even AI tools to help you kind of identify what keywords work best, or maybe if you have some other questions just about SEO, sometimes you can get some good information from there to help you along a little bit. I wouldn't say solely rely upon it, but it can be a starting point. And plus, a lot of sites are starting to integrate a lot of AI into it. So that's another way that digital marketing is evolving, and has been over the years. So that's another aspect. And then let's talk back about social media side of it, because that's still driving traffic to your website and is a form of SEO. You've got, like we said, you have the hashtags included on your post. You've also, sure you do, and others in your profile, the actual body of your profile, you have your website link. That's a backlink. So let's see what else we can also, and whom else we can also do those links to. So it's really important, especially if you have a blog or website or anything else that you're trying to bring back to your site. For example, user or stories on Instagram, add a link to it. Add a link with a keyword instead of just the link itself. Just add, could be get your ebook about, I'm not sure. But anyways, point being, other than just throwing a shortened URL up there, actually add a word of value to it that's going to draw people back to your site. So that is linking as well, which is another great form of SEO. That's also, and let me pause for a minute. Any questions there? Because then I've got another really kind of important piece that I can add to it too.
No, I think the next question I was going to ask you is exactly what you're talking about, right? Artificial intelligence, how this new technology is changing the way people are integrating SEO into their website, and you literally read my mind. So you're summing it up now.
Right. Okay. Good. Good. Good.
Yeah, so basically, I was just going to say you gave us a lot of informative tips and strategies when it comes to SEOs. But of course, people would need to know what mistakes not to make when they're doing SEOs or digital marketing. What would you say that people should not do? What are the do nots in digital
Yeah.
marketing?
Okay. So things not to do. Actually, I'm going to back up first so I remember what I was going to talk about. Then we'll go to the what not to do.
Okay, good, good.
So having the keywords behind it that you're really looking for, or even from social media, the more backlinking that you have and other people sharing your links to your website is actually also building that reputation with the search engines. And that's what you want, because your reputation for your IP on your website is also going to define how you're going to show up in the rankings. And are you going to be considered spammy? Are you going to be considered irrelevant, or not irrelevant, but I can't think of the word, but you want to make sure that your valid and of quality information that people are actually wanting. The more people who are sharing the link to your content, you're building that reputation. You're building that reputation with all the search engines. So we know we all want to be on top of Google or Yahoo or whatever browser that people are using. And that's another method in how you want to do that and
Right.
why SEO is important.
For sure, for sure. So,
Okay.
Mhm.
so when you're being, I guess when you're spamming, does that lower your chances of being put on a search engine or something?
You're going to be on there because your links are still cataloged. If you have that turned on, that feature, basically, because most websites, you can actually say you don't want to be indexed on a search engine, or you can be indexed on a search engine. So if you're being indexed, then the search engines are going to pick you up regardless. It's just going to be, you might be in a lower down on the page, or page 3 or page 5, where you don't want to be.
Right.
So that's what will impact your visibility.
Gotcha. And this question just popped up in my head, and I definitely want you to go over, the mistakes that people should avoid. But I wanted to ask, is there a way to, what's the word? So, on Instagram, you can pay money to campaign a certain post or to promote a certain post. Is it
Mhm.
similar to SEO? Because I know it's integrated into things like WordPress. but is there a way for you to, and I might be saying it wrong, but get more SEO by spending money, or do you just have to optimize it on the WordPress website better so that you can, go up in the ranks on Google?
That's a great question. So it's a business decision.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a business who wants to increase those sales or return on your, investment or have revenue generated faster, then yes, you can do those paid advertisings, which that's what boosting a post is doing essentially on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Now, and Facebook has their own ad service too. So you are basically paying for those ads to be displayed to the audience that you select. Or if you don't select an audience, it could just be going all over the place, which your strategy is then you're wasting money, in my personal opinion. So it goes back to the beginning of what is your target audience? And even before that, what's your business plan? What's your strategy? What do you want as a business? What are you trying to accomplish? Is it more sales? Is it just bringing more traffic to your website? Answer those questions first before you go spending money on paid advertisement. Because if you're just trying to bring people to your site to increase visibility and if you generate some revenue from it, great. Then do not boost a post and waste your money.
Mm-hmm.
But go ahead, Cornell.
Actually, you were dropping gems
Man.
because I actually had the. All right, so I just all right, Paul. So on Instagram,
Uh-huh.
we run ads on Instagram. So when
Hmm.
I'm looking at it, and it's saying too broad, I'm like, why wouldn't I want to look at more,
I tried to
hit
tell
more
this man.
people?
I tried to tell this man multiple times. I said,
But
Cornell, we need to narrow this, but it gets more
Yeah.
people. I'm like, but who
but
is our
but
audience, bro?
you didn't explain it like Ashley, bro. If you had explained it like Ashley,
Okay.
I'd have been like, okay, I'm with you. Whatever you trying to do, bro. So look. But now it makes sense because it's basically like you're shooting your content at a brick wall
Hmm.
if you're targeting people that aren't interested in finance or
Exactly.
don't even have. Yeah, I feel like that was great. Thank you for putting that in those words because now I understand, and I feel like there's some changes that we might need to make because I feel like in a few of the ads that we may have run might have been too broad. So now I understand the benefits of narrowing it down,
Hmm.
Bro,
as
I
Deshaun may have said, but who knows?
listen. We got about four different filters when it comes to ads. You created three of them. I use my one. Okay, I never use yours because yours be like ages 18 to 60. And every who are we trying to grab, bro?
Yes.
I'm like, come on. Nah, I'm just messing. But yeah, definitely got to
Ah, it's
narrow that.
real. That's
Nah,
real.
definitely got to narrow that down because, and then Instagram, and so this goes back to the analytics that she mentioned, right? Instagram will tell you, hey, look, this is your target audience. After you, put your ad out there, it'll tell you of all the people that saw this, your age range is between 25 and 35. Maybe create something that focuses on that group of people, right? If
Right,
more
right.
male or female based like that, those
Hmm.
type of things are really, that's like that monthly, right? That we have to go back and check and make sure that the ads were that as we're creating the ads and we're filtering on who we want to see it, we look at the analytics. And SEO sounds like the same thing. Like, okay, this keyword clearly not working. I mean, I've been trying to get hashtag get off the sidelines going, but I don't know if people rocking with it. So we might have to.
I
I
think it
think
might be too
no.
long.
It is pretty long, bro.
Yeah,
We might just have to
Yeah.
include it in the caption, but the
right.
hashtag, I don't know. It's a little tight. But okay, no, this is really good, Ashley. It's definitely helping us out for sure.
Good. Good.
Mhm.
Um. So, and back to your point of you're trying to do more advertising on social media. Okay, there are other tools you guys can use that will, and I haven't dabbled too much into the Instagram paid advertising. I've seen just from my content that I post, I do look at the metrics on there slightly. However, I have found more detailed metrics. I use a tool called Metricool, and you check it out. Go to metricool.com. Um,
Can you
and
spell
it
that, Ashley?
Metricool.
Oh, Metro, cool. I spelled it right. Okay.
Yeah.
Metricool.
Metricool. Okay. So you can plug in on there your website, your Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, the whole gamut. I mean, TikTok, all the things. It will aggregate all your analytics and a big overview for yourself so that you can see at a glance, maybe month over month how you're doing. You can even go drill down into the different platforms that you're using. And from there, it has a section where we're talking about demographics. So when you're talking about the people you're trying to reach, you're actually going to
Mhm.
see a chart, age range, what country they're in, and all this type of information that's going to help you make more informed decisions about where and how you're spending your money and what your audience really actually is. And if you can drill down further and look at those keywords. So the one that, or the hashtag that you're wanting to make happen, it will really then give you that information. Like, is it really? And
Yeah. Hey, hashtag
and then
get
you
off
have some
the
data
timeline.
behind it.
Okay. Let's go. Okay. Hashtag. I just.
Or when that ad's not working, Deshaun needs
Yeah.
to say, Cornell, see, I told you so.
Yep.
This is
Yeah, you should have came with the data, bro, and then I would have believed you.
But look, I'm learning just like you. I was just,
Nah,
man.
but that I'm sorry.
No. I was gonna say, but I mean, we asked the question about mistakes, but it sounds like that's one of them, right? Like
Yes.
making your advertising, if you do decide to go that route, too broad, or even not checking up on the analytics after you said a keyword and just expecting it to work. Like you gotta go back and see what works, what doesn't work. Basically, be real dynamic when it comes to your SEO because first time might not be the best time, but then you have to mess with it, right? You got to experiment a little bit, and I think that that's definitely some mistakes that people make. Like you said earlier, Cornell, they set it and forget it. Um, what are some other mistakes? Maybe like I know that we have
yeah.
focus ads.
Um,
Oh, go ahead.
we talked about overusing too many keywords where no one can really tell, or a search engine can't tell what is it you're actually
Mhm.
talking about. Let's see, if your website not having it set for mobile optimization. So if most people are looking at sites from their phone, and nobody
Mm.
wants to, and they could Google it from their phone, whatever the case may be, and it comes up. And if it's not optimized for mobile, you're going to miss out on that audience because they're going to leave your page. So that's another
Gotcha.
mistake that some people actually make. Let's see. Again, can't stress enough, maintaining your site, actually adding new content. Because the more content you add, the more times your page is being indexed, more
Mhm.
times that an actual Google's gonna pick it up to say that, oh, okay, they're actually doing new stuff or new information consistently. So new pages are being indexed, which means you've got a larger presence and you're building that reputation. So staying consistency with what you're updating is also, people fall behind on that. I'm certainly guilty of it. I
Mm.
had like one blog post maybe every other month. But my social media does have more. So I'm still seeing a lot of people being driven to my site, but I really need to get better about refreshing the content on there. On social media, it's great. I refresh every day, but it's not, but still, I don't have a great strategy behind what do I want to be done with my website. Why am I driving people there, other than I do want information to get out there, that's helpful and will help others. But yeah, I haven't fully gotten to that point yet. So
Gotcha.
working on it. But see,
Oh,
that's just something still too that I know, and
mhm.
I'll get there.
Nice. So I just wanted to make sure that I asked this too. Speaking of websites, when it comes to SEO, do you need to optimize every single page, or can you just do like the main homepage and everything else is cool?
You want to optimize everything, even
Ah,
all the way down to your images. So making sure you have alternative wording, because if you think about it too, a visually impaired individual is
mm,
on your site, and I'm not sure, honestly, a lot of the tools, but it will read, what would have been seen back to them. Like they cannot see that. So that's why you want to have alternative text involved with images. and just text that's not text on a graphic on your website because that can't be read.
Wow. Hey, shout out to SoundHound, the new kid on the block. You know what I'm saying? Artificial intelligence, definitely doing its thing. No, I'm just playing. So SoundHound, it's a stock that does exactly what you said, right? They do voice AI, and I think that might be part of what you're talking to. I think I don't know. We'll see.
They could,
Yeah, but
yeah,
no,
it
that's
very well could be, yeah. I mean, there
yeah.
are some just tools that are built in the browsers too that will automatically read those pages for you. And I mean, I'm not that techy, but they could have something like that built in already that is doing it for them.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's a whole nother aspect that I never even thought about, to
Mm-mm.
be honest. And if that's something that SoundHound does, that would be crazy.
That would be lit. Really.
Mhm.
SoundHound doing numbers, man.
Hey,
So,
so or go ahead, Cornell. You got a question?
nah, go ahead.
I was gonna ask. All right. So with all this information, um, you got keywords, you got social media, you have making sure all your pages are working. How do you measure success when it comes to a successful campaign? Like, what are the what's the word? Performance. What performance indicators do you track?
Yeah. So those key performance indicators, those KPIs, what we're
Mhm.
talking about here, um, you need to start with at least have a benchmark, see what you're currently already at, and then set a target for yourself that you feel like might be attainable. And then from there, I mean, it's a business decision for you all as well to then decide what's really going to what it should it be month over month. And you need to give yourself a little bit of time to really determine what those KPIs are going to be. Because again, like I said, if you're just now starting out using keywords and optimizing your website or your social media, it's going to take some time for you to get there and really understand what your audience and what the performance is actually looking like. And then from there, you can start some of those additional campaigns and use the benchmark that you have set to really determine what should those KPIs actually be and what they mean to you.
Yeah, and I'm also glad that you said. I know I keep saying that, but you're saying a lot of good things, a lot of gems.
Good.
So, it definitely takes time. When it comes to content creating, this is something that was new for us. Um, I didn't know what content creators were going through. They're doing their thing. Like, it's a tedious job to wake up every day and think of some content to post on social media.
Yeah.
It's a job.
Go ahead and get my post for the day. I need to go ahead and create something soon.
It's a job. And then not only are you putting out a post, you're seeing how that post performed,
Mhm.
and you're using the aspects that worked in other posts. It's a lot. There's a lot to it. And I respect anyone that has taken on the challenge to be a content creator and to, get their brand out or just like send out their message to, inform others. I feel like it's really dope, to be honest. So thank you for that, Ashley.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah. So in that same shout out to all the content creators. Can you tell us a success story that you've had, like one that you're just super uber proud of? Um, and then or even just the one that got you into SEO, like what made you fall in love with it. So you could take your pick. One of the
Yeah.
success story or your introduction to it. Go ahead.
Um, okay, let's see. That's hard to it's been doing marketing for so long, but um I guess more recently I would say one that I'm really have been excited about and continue to be excited about over the years, but is so helping support a good friend of mine, Mark Carroll. He's got his foundation called Mark Carroll and Friends, and each winter, December actually, there's a gala that he hosts, and it's a toy drive party essentially. And so as over the past 3 or 4 years, I've really been helping kind of step in and support the marketing side and needs of that event. So everything from making small changes to the website to actually even spinning up a new form of a site that actually helps us with auctions and ticket sales and things of that nature. So um, as well as managing the website and building the content for that, and the email campaigns, which we didn't even touch on email campaigns, but that's another marketing strategy that you should, once you get the other things under your belt, start looking at that to really kind of build that life cycle and understanding what your customers are wanting, and it's another method of reaching them and also building those links to go back to your site. But yeah, so that working with his organization and just helping them there is something that feel like has been very successful. We had an excellent turnout for the holiday toy drive party last year, and I'm super excited about what it's going to be coming down the pipeline this year with that organization. But that's one that I'm really proud about, and think that the efforts have really kind of paid off. And so yeah.
Nice. So wait, you don't just do SEO. You also do like website building. You do campaign. That's hey, shout out to you. Okay. We said shout out to content creators, but shout out to you specifically. You are you doing it for real. That's crazy.
Thank you. Yeah, my whole background has been there's been a lot. There's been graphic design, web development, and so throughout my career, it's been I definitely have just excelled and moved up. But then so I found my niche, and I do love project management, but I still love being creative in that marketing side and really helping talk about these things and doing a little bit of small tweaks and stuff with photography or videography and things of that nature. So building the content for businesses who either A, don't have the time to do it, or B, don't really have the skill set to do it for themselves. So that's one reason why I started also kind of getting back into doing that. It's fun for me. I enjoy it.
Nice.
That's good. And Ashley, you dropped so many gems, like just in this episode. I appreciate you. But as a final remark, like what would be the main advice, the staple advice that you would give people that are just starting out
Mhm.
when it comes to digital marketing?
Yeah. Oh, my big advice would be is just don't be afraid to experiment with stuff, okay? Test everything. I can tell you right now, I probably have 4 or 5 different Instagram profiles that I started. I was like, yeah, I don't like that idea. I'm not going to use that one anymore. But don't be afraid to test and, see what works and what doesn't. That's okay. It's not you failing at anything. You're just trying out different stuff, and then you'll figure it out.
I like that. You can't learn to drive a parked car.
Right. I like that. I've never
Yeah.
heard that one. That's a good one.
You
Oh
you,
wait,
you
wait.
know.
I'm
Hey,
gonna steal that one
hold
for
on.
Mel. I'm
I
gonna steal
got
that.
one. I got one. Life is a sandbox. Always have fun. How about
What?
what you? That was a good man.
I don't
Okay. Life is a sandbox. It's okay to make mistakes. How about that?
because you can just build it again.
Because it's an
I,
engineering term, bro. We use
yeah.
sandbox when we
Hey,
talking about like a test area, bro.
yeah, let's leave it in engineering, bro. Hey. so
Whatever, man.
so Ashley, where can the people find you?
Oh my goodness. Please follow me on Instagram at the Ashley Miller. If you'd love to go from there, check out my website, ashleydesigns.com. And it's Ashley ASHLIE.
Got you. And again, thank you so much, Ashley. And for the people that are watching this, thank y'all so much. Thank you for your support. And please go check Ashley out. She's very knowledgeable and she can get your business running for
Thank you.
sure.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Appreciate you,
guys.
Ashley.
Appreciate
Of
y'all.
course.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. Catch y'all next week.
All right, next week. Peace. Thank you, Ashley.
Thanks.